Welcome back to Ace Attorney Phoenix Strike Trilogy, where in the last video, me and Maya was going around trying to look for some clues, and it's quite obviously the chief was actually trying to hide something, because that's where we believe the crime scene actually happened. So we had to go around and find a few things, hopefully we get in, and once we got in, we actually found a couple criminal evidence that we could use against him. But when Chief Gang finds out, he actually kick all of us out. He fired the detective, wanted to talk to Maya, and basically kicked me out too. So with that being said, grab your snacks, grab your drink. Detective Reaper is here to save the day. February 9:47 in the morning. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. This is the defendant lobby, alright, but there's no defendant. I'll be trying to reach Lana all morning. Where could she be? And where's Emma, for that matter? It almost seems like if something's been happening behind the scenes. Edgy! What's going on, Edgy? Knowing you already figured it out. Who's the owner of the 77777 ID is? That is. Well, I have a pretty strong hunch. Looks like I'm not the only one who figured it out. You know, the only reason this trial didn't reach a verdict yesterday is because there was still room for doubt regarding this ID record. If that number does belong to who you suspect, then no doubt will remain. After all, he hasn't been officially charged with anything. True, not yet. In any event, once all doubt has been removed from that list, I can call for a ruling. 5 minutes, right? And Chief Prosecutor Scott will be found guilty. But she didn't do it. I figured you said as much. That's why I came here to hear what you have to say. This is the first time he ever done something like this, right? Yeah, that's kind of weird. Where you going with this, Edgy? Lana's hiding something, and the only way we ever know the truth is to draw it out of her. The truth? Everything's go back to the SL9 incident. Don't be stupid! Today is the last day of the trial. We don't have time to reminisce about the past. Well, that depends on you. If she found guilty, you lose your only chance to find out what really happened. I'll think about it. See you in court, right? Yeah, I see you, Edgy. I see you. Well, it's on. This is it. If I'm ever going to find what Chief Gang has on her, it's now. Alright. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lana Sky. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Nominee, this is when the prosecution put forth his opening statement. But before that, the police chief has a proposal to make. What? Chief, get what he want. Oh boy. You gonna say something? Morning, folks. How's everyone doing? Hey, Udgy. Been back to the pool yet? No, I've been drawing enough as it is my work. Ho, that's a good one. Don't think I can top that. If you don't mind me asking, Chief, exactly what is this proposal of yours? Oh, you gonna sit there silence again? Lana, that is to say, the defendant has asked me if she could speak directly to the court. Okay. She wants to do what? She could have come in and do it herself. Having heard what she tended to say, I feel she should be granted her request. In the end, it should save everyone a lot of time and a lot of trouble. Okay. Alright, what you got to say, Lana? What's this all about, defendant? I'd just like to make one simple request and I'll be finished. Well then, what's your request? Your Honor, I'd like you to put immediate end to this trial. Huh? I confess to all charges against me. On February 21st of this year, I murdered Detective Bruce Goodwin in the underground parking lot of the prosecutor's office. No, Lana. So you just come in and... yeah, object that. You can't. Your Honor, the defendant claim does not change the defendant plea. In that case, Mr. Wright, I'm not going to require your service. But Lana, Your Honor, I hereby forfeit my right to an attorney. The prosecution may lack the right evidence against me. Oh, you're gonna turn your back too. How convenient. But it has sufficiently proven its case through testimony and circumstantial evidence. I would like you to render your verdict now, if you please.
Well, the defendant said he has the right to self-representation. Her request is legally valid, although this is an unprecedented situation. Indeed, it appears there's no further need to continue this trial, even if Mr. Wright may feel otherwise.
This can't be happening. You're right. I mean, she just came in and just changed the whole thing up.
It appears the time for a verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant.
There you go. Who object? Urgy! One moment, Your Honor.
Miss Edgeworth?
The prosecution has not yet proven the defendant guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Any ruling at this stage will certainly be premature. Come now, Wordy. I understand this is a difficult time for you, but why don't you just be a good little boy and keep your mouth shut? Wow. Huh. I don't think I care for your tone, Chief Gant. What? Created another fabrication to cover up your past mistakes? Sorry, I'm no longer that naive little boy you would have me be. Uh-oh. Edge is turning around. With this sudden confession from the defendant, it's obvious to me some type of deal was struck behind the scenes. Some kind of deal, huh? Not everyone operate as you do, Wordy. Huh. I thought so. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to change its third witness.
Oh? To whom?
As a third witness, the prosecution would like to call Miss Emma Skye. I request the court to hear her testimony. Miss Edgeworth, I'm exercising my right to self-representation. I don't think we need to continue. I don't care what you think, Miss Skye. The exposure of truth sometimes results in tragedy. However, no matter how tragic the truth may be, it will be an even greater tragedy to avert one's eyes from it. Yeah, you hear that, Lana? Now get out the stand and sit down and listen.
Very well. The court shall grant the prosecution request. That's okay with you, right, Chief Gant?
Wordy, you little regret this. Mark my words. Miss Emma Skye, please take the scan. Looks like Edgeworth has decided to take the horse by the reins. He sure did. Or take the horns from the bull, bulls from the horns. I don't know. He's taking over. I like it. Oh yeah. Now then, with this, please state your name and occupation. My name is Emma. Emma Skye. My occupation? I'm Lana, your sister, and I want to be a scientific investigator. 2 years ago, you encountered a serial killing Joe Dog of the Joe Dog killings. Is this correct? Yes. I'm trying my hardest to forget about that, though. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid I'm going to have you ask you to recall those events one more time.
Mr. Edgeworth, please remember this trial concerned the murder of Detective Goodman. Is the incident that was resolved 2 years ago really all that relevant?
Yes, it's most certainly is. Okay.
Well, okay then.
You sure gave in fast. That's right, Judge. Judge know what time it is. Now, please testify what happened to you 2 years ago. The trip to yesteryear has finally begun. It's bound to lead to the truth behind this trial. Alright, Miss Emma Scott, let's see what you got. Or at least you could remember 2 years ago. Time to see what you have to say.
I was waiting in my sister's office that day. A man came running in and took me hostage. Neil Marshall rescued me, but I never forget what I saw in that instant. The man raised up his knife and stabbed Mr. Marshall in the chest.
Okay.
It's a good thing you weren't harmed.
I passed out. I don't remember much.
That's understandable. However, please tell me, Mr. Edgeworth, what does this testimony have to do with Detective Goodman's murder?
That will soon becomes apparent, Your Honor. You gotta admire him for his courage, considering he has no evidence. I like that's why we like him. Edgy boy is taking over.
Very well. The defendant may begin cross-examination.
All right. Let's see what can we get with you. You was waiting to your office, sister, that day. We just gonna question everything. Where you waiting? 2 years ago, the defendant was a detective at the police department, correct?
Yes, she was the second in command under Deputy Chief of Police Gant. My sister, she was the best detective ever.
Yes, I remember. Deputy Chief Gant and Miss Guy used to be quite a pair.
I believe they share the same office.
That's right. I always sit at my sister's desk and dream about playing that organ.
That organ looks nice.
I wanted to play it that day too.
So the police department and the prosecutor's office held a ceremony that day.
Lana promised to take me to dinner after she finished her work.
Okay. A man came running in. I'm assuming that must be Joe Dark. A man?
Yes, Joe Dark. He was a serial killer.
Joe Dark was brought in for question on the day of the ceremony. We were desperate to get anything on him that would lead to an arrest.
When he saw his charge, he fled to the room, right?
Upon fleeing the room, Dark proceeded to take the elevator. He must have been in a panic because the elevator was going up. Then he ran to Sky and Gant office.
There was a lot of noise coming from outside, so I opened the door to have a look. That's where I saw him.
Neil Marshall rescued me. He did. That was gracious of him. What was the prosecution doing there? That day there were 2 people present during Dark questioning. Deputy Chief Gant and Prosecutor Neil Marshall. I almost forgot about Gant. Neil Marshall had just received the King Prosecution Awards. Okay. Young and dedicated, he went straight to question room after the ceremony.
I assume that would also be why he was the first to run after Dark?
When Dark grabbed me, I thought I was good as dead.
And that's when Prosecution Marshall came running in.
I don't clearly remember what happened then, but
I never saw what I saw in that incident. What did you see? What did you see? Can you tell me about that?
Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark just then the lights went out.
The lights?
It was just about this time of year. There was a terrible storm going on and lightning struck nearby.
So the electricity went out?
Wait a minute. If it was pitch dark in that room, you shouldn't have been able to see anything, right?
Right, but just then lightning flashed again outside. Then suddenly flashed an unforgettable image of the scene in my mind.
I see.
I told the detective about what I saw then.
The detective?
Yes, Detective Goodman. He was in charge of the case.
Detective Bruce Goodman, the victim. No, we need to hear more of this. So you spoke to Detective Goodman about this 2 years ago?
Yes, that's what's so scary about this trial.
And you told Detective Goodman about what you saw?
Yes, but at the time the word just wouldn't come out. That's why I drew a picture.
A picture? Yes, I think she mentioned that before.
Well, Mr. Wright, have you heard enough?
Picture? This picture, the witness drew. I believe it has a very important meaning. But the list of evidence I was given 2 years ago didn't contain a picture.
Witness, would you mind if we add this to the statement to your testimony?
Yes, Your Honor. I drew a picture of this scene once, but since you have lost it, I don't think so.
Let's see. Okay. The man raised up his knife instead. Okay, so that must have been in real shock.
Even now, when I close my eyes, I can still see it just as clearly.
Tell us, what were you doing at that moment? I believe you testified that Joe Dart was holding you hostage?
When lightning struck and the lights went out, Mr. Marshall jumped on Dark. I was thrown aside until we began wrestling each other. I'm pretty sure I was watching him.
Emma doesn't have any reason to lie, but Lana sure does. I need to get Emma to tell me as much of this as she can. Alright, let's see. Let's go on in. Took me hostage. Now arrested me. You did draw a picture. So we're gonna find this little picture. Let's see. Where is this picture? I just saw it not too long ago. Let's see. No, that's not it. Back over. Where is it? Oh, here we go. Right here. There we go. Rotate over. Oh, there we go. Back that up. And objection. Here we go. Mr. Edgeworth. This little girl put all her heart into drawing that picture. And yet you insist on denying its existence. Huh? Hey, I'm not the bad guy. All I'm saying is that as a prosecutor for that case, I wasn't handed such a picture. That may well be. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Behold.
This is the evidence list for the SL9 incident.
Please, turn it over, Your Honor.
Turn it over. Turn it. Ah! What's this?
Yes. What is that?
Hey, that's it. That's the picture I drew.
There you go.
Indeed. 2 men appear to be wrestling here.
Objection. What's the means of this? What are you doing with that list? Me? Only the prosecutor in charge should have access to that list.
Huh? These lists, they're different from each other.
What?
It would appear, Mr. Edgeworth, that the evidence list you were headed 2 years ago was incomplete. These 2 lists fit together to form one. You can see the markings here where they were torn apart from each other.
So you see, Mr. Edgeworth, it's quite obvious what happened. 2 years ago, only half of the evidence in that case ever reached you. What? What?
Order! Order! But Miss Guy, why did you draw the picture on the back of such an important list?
Because that's what Detective Goodman handed me the questioning room, Your Honor.
Oh, wait a minute. If this list was torn in half, then that means... Your Honor.
Are you alright, Mr. Wright? Your eyes are bulging from your head.
If the evidence list was torn in half, then there might be more on the drawing on the back of Mr. Edgeworth's list.
Yeah, that's quite conceivable, Mr. Edgeworth.
It's possible. Let's see.
Is something wrong?
Do you even have to ask? Sorry, Your Honor. There's indeed something drawn on the back of my list. It's that thing. Oh, that thing. The blue badger.
That's that thing. That thing was dancing in the evidence room.
Clearly, this act of vandalism is the work of a certain chief of detective. I guess he was out of scrap paper. Average restored. Alright, perfect. Got them back together.
Very well. Witness, will you please testify about this picture you drew 2 years ago?
Huh? Oh, yes, sir, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Emma? She seemed to be thinking about something else when she was looking at the picture. Alright, second testimony. See what Emma have to say. She's been honest up to so far, so she's been good.
This is the picture I drew 2 years ago. The flash of light was so bright all I could see was shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what I saw in that instant.
To think of a flash of light could burn such an image in your mind?
Thanks to that, though, she was able to show us exactly what she saw.
Well, I don't see any contradiction here. This clearly shows no doubt about the murder prosecution near Marshall. The defense may now begin its cross-examination.
Man, I don't know if we could cross-examine that, but she been on point. Alright. This is a picture I drew 2 years ago. That seems right. We're gonna skip that. The flashlight was so bright I could see your shadows. Question that. So at the time, you didn't even know it was Mr. Marshall who had come to your rescue.
No, I couldn't see him clearly. The lighting was so bright, and I was knocked to the floor.
You were knocked to the floor?
Dog had a tight grip on me, but when Miss Marshall jumped in on me, I was knocked away. I turned around, and that's when the lighted flash.
Poor Emma. I'm just glad she wasn't hurt. What happened after the lightning flash? After that, I must have fainted. You mean you didn't see the actual murder took place?
No, I'm sorry.
The flash of lighting only drove off the darkness for a split second. Not only that, but the trauma of the situation understanding caused the witness to faint. Do you really need to torture this girl any further? What? Hey, I'm not the bad guy here. Yeah, I'm not the bad guy here. I'm just trying to ask her some questions. Anyway, this picture. This picture shows exactly what I saw in an instant. Sorry for asking you so many times, but are you sure you drew exactly what you saw?
Of course, that's exactly the scene.
It wasn't influenced by any way for you talks with the detective. Are you insinuating we somehow manipulated her memory, Mr. Wright? No, of course not. I better watch out or he might find some way to cut my salary.
I drew this picture before I heard anything from the detective, so I don't think it was thought would have influenced me.
Mr. Wright, is there something that's bothering you about this picture?
Huh? Oh, well... That's strange. She claimed this is exactly the scene that was imprinted in her mind, and yet... There's a contradiction here. This is a picture of 2 years ago. Let's question that too. Did she draw this picture right after the incident?
I think I drew it 2 or 3 days later. At first, I was in such a state of shock I couldn't do anything.
During that time, the investigation team was reorganized. Detective Goodman was placed in charge, under the direction of Dan McGinn and Lana Sky. 2 or 3 days later, the membership had still been fresh in her mind.
Excuse me, witness? But can you please tell us why this picture is painted all black?
Shadows. After that, I must have fainted. This picture shows exactly what. Instead, okay, we need to press something here. What's the report say? Did one knife who died an hour 4 years ago? Okay, something's up about this picture. Stab in the back, dive a punch a heart. Okay, hold on a second. If he was stabbing back. Oh, so let me go back for a second. So if he was, the way he was stabbing him, it's like he was stabbing him from the front. Basically, it looks like it. But the autopsy report says that he was stabbed in the back. So I would have to say objection. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but this picture the witness drew contains a blatant contradiction.
What? But I still remember it just like it was yesterday.
Mr. Wright, perhaps it would be faster if you simply point out this contradiction for us. What part of this picture contradicts the autopsy report?
Oh, that's easy. This is Blade right here, right about there. The contradiction, of course, lies here. Take a look at the knife the man is holding. If you look closer, you can see its tip is broken.
Even I don't have to look closer to see that, Mr. Wright.
But Mr. Wright, look at the evidence. See the murder weapon? Its tip is broken too.
If I recall, the tip of the knife was found broken off in the victim's body.
It was a conclusive piece of evidence that proved Joe Dark was the murderer.
I'm afraid it's not so simple, Emma. You really had to check my objection on Edgy. I thought you was on my side. And where, pray tell, could you possibly see a problem? It's obvious, really, the victim suffered a single stab wound to the back. If the victim was only stabbed once, then the murder weapon should not be broken.
Ah! What the meaning of this?
Perhaps the knife was broken beforehand. Oh no, it can't be. Sorry, but I'm afraid that's not possible. The tip of the knife was found inside the victim's body. If it was broken before, it couldn't possibly wind up there.
That's right, but what does this mean?
Oh my god, with this objection. Edgy, quit objecting my objection. The tip of the knife was undeniably discovered within the victim's body. The only possible explanation is the witness' memory is mistaken. That's why I asked her so many times if she was sure she remembered correctly. I believe you were annoying at the time, but she was sure she remembered correctly. But there's no other way to explain this inconsistency. Yeah, object that. Not so fast, Mr. Edgeworth. There's another explanation. Have you forgotten already? About a little something called falsified evidence? You're trading on thin ice, right? All I'm saying is that this broken knife tip might be the piece of evidence that was forged. You can't deny the possibility. No. Ah!
Order! Are you saying the investigation really was corrupted?
Your Honor, please allow me to once again go over the events that took place the day of the murder. The police department and the prosecutor's office were holding a ceremony that day. After receiving the keys of prosecution award at the ceremony, Neil Marshall questioned Joe Dark along with Dan McGann. During his questioning, Joe Dark fled the room. Prosecution Marshall chased after him and was killed by Dark. It is my belief that somewhere in this story there is a lie.
I'm not lying. That man really was holding up a broken knife.
If that's true, then there's no other way around it. This could not have been the actual murder weapon. There must be another broken knife.
What are the chances of there being two broken knives?
Another broken knife besides Joe Dark? Could there have been another one? No, she's not mistaken. She's telling the truth. There's got to be another one. If the witness is this adamant about the accuracy of what she saw, it can't just explain away by a simple observational error.
Mr. Wright?
In that instant, Emma really did see the broken knife.
I'm assuming then that you have some information about this other broken knife. And so, please feel free to enlighten us.
The murder weapon was already broken prior to the murder. There's only one way. Take a look at this. Here is the real murder weapon. It would have to be... Here would have to be that. It would have to be this, because this has to be only one. Let's see. The answer lies in the past. 2 years in the past. Right here inside this picture. This is a picture of a war ceremony.
Oh! What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
It's the broken murder weapon. Notice the war prosecution marshal is holding? Yeah. That's the broken knife. As we earlier concluded, the knife in the drawing was not Joe Dark's knife. That being the case, the knife the witness saw was in all likelihood from this award.
Order! Order! Order!
Neil Marshall was awarded King of Prosecution that day. As an award, he was given this broken shield and knife. When he chased after Joe Dark, he pulled out this knife. Being a prosecutor, he did not carry a pistol. This broken knife was the only weapon he had in a dangerous situation. But that can't be. Oh, and why not, Mr. Edgeworth? Because if the King of Prosecutor knife was the murder weapon, then the murderer and the victim would be reversed. What do you mean? I mean, this man raised a knife would have been Prosecution Neil Marshall. Oh.
Oh! But the prosecutor was the one who actually died!
That's true. What's going on here? It seems Mr. Wright has been a bit too eager to jump to conclusions. Hold it. Emma, you got something to say?
Wait, I remember now. I remember everything.
Witness?
Miss Edgeworth,
What is it?
could you show me your evidence list again, please?
Is this the one with that picture scribbled on the back?
I knew it. This picture. I'm the one who drew it.
What? You drew that?
That's right.
Well, I think you already stated that you drew it a few minutes ago.
The list wasn't torn in half at the time I drew this picture. All this time I've been trying so hard to forget, I must have locked this part away deep inside me.
Perhaps it would be best if we add it to the witness testimony. Would you please tell us what you recall, Miss Sky?
Yes, Your Honor.
First the knife mix-up and now the blue badger. This should be interesting. Alright, Miss Emma Sky. Let's see what you remember now.
When I saw that man raise his knife, I panicked and rushed towards both of them. I think I knocked away the man with the knife. Just then there was another flash of light, and that when I saw the blue badger. He was in the room, but I'm sure I saw his shadow.
Alright.
This is certainly most unusual.
Your objection? Try impossible. The chief of detective hadn't even designed it until this year. That would mean he didn't even exist 2 years ago.
Yes, well, the defense now begin its cross-examination.
Stop, please. Don't pursue this any further.
Lana!
What's the meaning of this? Please remain seated in your defendant's chair.
But you can't do this. I already confessed to the crime. Why can't you just leave it at that?
Chief Prosecutor Scott? We already come to this far. It's too late to turn back.
Silence! The defense will now begin its cross-examination. Bailiff, please detain the defendant.
It seems we finally getting to the core of the matter. Alright, let's try this again. Hopefully Lana don't interfere this time. When I saw the man raise his hand with his knife. Alright, what you do when he raised his hand? When you say that man, I'm assuming you refer to Joe Dark.
Yes, at least I think it was him.
You think?
All I could really see was shadows.
The power outage that immediately preceded the incident is all documented in the prosecution office report.
So then you?
I panic and rush to watch. Why would you rush both of them? Why would you do that? Why would you do something so dangerous?
What else could I have done? He was about to stab Mr. Marshalls.
She seemed convinced that dog was the one holding the knife. But as we just theorized, Mr. Marshall was the one holding the knife.
Well, I didn't know at that time. When that dog guy knocked me down, all I could think was, I gotta help the other person.
Okay, that's fair. I think I knocked the man with the knife. You think? What do you mean, you think?
It's all happened so fast, and I was in shock. I don't remember everything clearly. What I did, it's all kinds of blur.
Miss Guy was almost killed before she witnessed a murder about to take place. With so much happening in a matter of seconds, a little disorientation is only natural.
I saw the man about to stab the other person, who I thought was Mr. Marshalls. I knew I had to stop the man with the knife.
What did you do? What you did was very brave, young girl. So then, what happened next?
Just then, there was another flashlight. That's why I saw the blue badger. Are you sure about this?
Of course, see? I even drew a picture of here.
But it was the chief detective who thought up this hideous beast. And that was just here. The blue badger didn't exist 2 years ago. That was quite variable.
I know it sounds strange, but I was surprised too when I saw him at the police detective. I had this nagging feeling that I've seen him before somewhere. Now, if I remember.
Oh, brother. Just when you thought that thing had caused enough commotion.
Tell us, where in the room did you see him dancing?
He wasn't in the room, but sure you saw him. Alright. His shadow? So you mean you didn't actually see his face with his winning smile and all?
That's right, but I still remember it. He had 3 creepy horns.
Objection? Alright. This is pointless. That thing couldn't have possibly existed 2 years ago. The witness must be mistaken. No, we cleared that up. She was lying. That may well be. But what's important is what caused her to think she saw what she did. Oh, and I suppose you have an explanation? If so, then by all means, please tell us what this shadow really was. What was Emma saw in that lightning flash? Who is this blue badger really? I know what it is. I'm pretty sure I know what it is. The blue badger haven't even been dreamed up when Emma drew this picture. Yet she saw its shadows. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the defense belief that on that fateful day 2 years ago, there's a deed with something that looks similar to the blue badger. Something that is now sitting in this very room.
Mr. Wright!
In this room? Very well, Mr. Wright. What is that witness saw in that instant? Please show us this mysterious blue badger look-alike.
Well, guess what? He is right over here. 3 horns. Gotta be it. The mystery blue badger was in fact this.
But that's... what exactly is that?
I believe it's something sort of a jar.
But Mr. Wright, that doesn't look anything like the blue badger.
Indeed it doesn't. As it stands now, it's just a plain jar. However, what if we were to change our viewpoint?
Our viewpoint?
I could have shown that the correct angle to look like this. There we go. Jeez, wow. Well, is this a miracle or what? No one can possibly deny this jar resembles to the blue badger. No, it can't be.
Order! Order! The defense has proved its claim. The mystery Blue Badger witness on the day of the crime was actually this.
Although we all enjoy Mr. Wright's dramatic performance, one question remains. What's your point? What do you mean? So that badger thing was actually just a jar. That doesn't change anything. No, I'm afraid that's where you're wrong, Mr. Edgeworth. You see, this changes everything. Indeed, very well then, please tell us. What difference now that we know the witness saw the jar? The murderer, no, the location, the murder weapon, the murderer, the location. Allow me to take these into turn. At the point of the murder, the witness saw this jar. At the very specific angle, I might add, Mr. Wright? Yes, well, knowing this, where could she have seen this jar?
Where?
The location of the jar is shown in the picture taken on the day of the crime. It's on the shelf in the office of Damn Gang. But the body was found lying near Lan Sky's desk. The witness testified so herself. Objection that too. Yes, and here it is these two facts that reveal what's actually transpired. You see, the struggle between Dark and Marshall did not take place in Lana Sky's office. It happened on the other side of the room in Chief Gang's office. Are you planning to murder and move the victim body from Damage Gang office to Lana Sky office? Yeah. Why would he do that? There's no reason. Exactly. If there wasn't a reason, he wouldn't have gone through the trouble. The only logical conclusion is that there was a reason.
Do you know what that reason it was, Mr. Wright?
I finally figured it out. So this is why Lana tried to stop the trial. It's too late to quit now, though. Please recall the witness testimony. She said she knocked away the man who was holding up the knife. In the next instant, the jar was hit and flew through the air. Now tell me, what could have sent this jar flying?
That would be being the impact the man made when he was knocking through the wall.
Ladies and gentlemen, if I may draw your attention to this picture once more. If the man was knocked into the direction of the shelf of the jar was sitting on, what would he have hit?
Oh! The suit of armor! Holding a very sharp and dangerous looking sword!
Yes. And since the man who was knocked into the armor was carrying a broken knife, he would have had to have been Neil Marshall with the King of Prosecution trophy. No, Miss Wright, you can't be thinking. Yes. There's another possibility of what actually transpired in that room.
Another possibility?
Of course, the perpetrator would have had no idea, but nevertheless, I don't know if I can go through with this.
Mr. Wright, what's the matter?
If events took place as the defense still rises, then the outcome is obvious. In that moment, assuming the man in the sky knocked away was actually prosecutor Neil Marshall. Oh, damn, bro. Oh, so you're saying Emma pushed him to his death? No.
You mean Miss Marshall died because of me? No!
Oh no. Oh no. I never imagined her testimony would lead to this.
So it was the witness who took the victim's life? And then proved it with her own testimony? This is unprecedented.
Yes, it is. Uh-oh.
What? What are you saying?
I'm sorry, Miss Guy, but given the circumstances,
Joe Dalton murdered Prosecution Marshall. How can you think it was Emma
How dare you try to pin the crime on her? Imagine that coming from you. If you recall, it was you who admitted to forged action 2 years ago. The reason you moved the prosecution marshal's body was to keep anyone else from finding out what Emma did, wasn't it? I assure you, Mr. Edgeworth, I have no idea what you're talking about. If you hope to have anyone believe your insane allegations, I'm afraid you're going to have proof. Tell me, do you have any conclusive evidence that proves my sister killed Neil Marshall? Evidence? I would have bet you don't.
Yes, it certainly would be difficult to prove this with evidence.
If we don't have evidence, then we have to rely on testimony. Oh, of course. I'm afraid that won't work in this case. Both parties involved in the incident are dead. We certainly can't get dead people to testify. This has been a wild goose chase from the beginning. Oh no, he's doing that. Huh. Touche, Miss Guy. Of course, that's only leave with us with one possibility. You mean there's still another possibility?
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
I mean the possibility that the victim had left us a message. For better or for worse, Mr. Marshall did not die in vain. He may have left behind the name of the person who took his life, in one manner or another. That's impossible.
Well, Mr. Wright, this is the only possibility left for you. A message from the deceased. Does such a message exist?
I gotta think back to the court record. The real murder name that the victim may have behind. Is this? Oh no. I don't like where you're going. The message from the deceased is already in our possession. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to prove my sister a murderer? Uh-oh. Do not be mistaken, Miss Guy. Our purpose is not to accuse Emma of any crimes. There's only one thing we seek. The truth. No matter how painful it may be.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please show us the piece of evidence that conveyed a message from the deceased.
Oh no, I don't want to show this weapon because oh no. Oh no. Oh boy, this ain't good. This is not good at all. Emma, and your name is all over it. Oh no. This is a message left by the deceased.
This is that blue badger from before, right?
Oh, is he going to speak the killer's name? If that thing could, I'm sure it would. Looks like everyone had forgotten this is just a jar. A message was left here on the surface of this jar.
What do you mean?
If you look closely, you can see the faint trail of blood on this jar. It looks like somebody wiped the blood away. Yes, but notice, for some reason the blood of some of the fragment was not wiped away.
Yes, there's a line here, drawn in blood.
So what you're saying is these dots were once lines. Prosecution Marshall did not die instantly. He used a few precious moments left to him to leave behind a message. Once that someone apparently wiped away. But blood must have been seeped to the jar where the line changed directions. Precisely so. All we need to connect these points, and the victim message will become apparent. No! Yeah, this is not good.
Mr. Wright, what kind of message did the victim leave for us?
Your Honor, I believe these bloodstains will reveal to us the killer. Oh no. I'm going to collect these dots to make letters. Oh no. There's only one thing the victim would have really given the circumstances. His murderer's name. No. Oh no, 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 no. This is a oh shoot. This is an M. This is definitely an M. Let's see, present him all the way here. Yeah, oh no. And this is an M. This is an M. Oh my god. Oh man. Oh man. This is a good. Oh no, this is an A. This is an A. Oh no. This is an A right here. Oh no. Right here. Oh man, this is Emma. Oh gosh. This ain't looking good at all. Emma! No, Emma! Emma! No, Emma, no, Emma! Come on, Emma! Emma! Oh no, wait, is it? Emma, no! Emma! Oh no, I hate to do this. It is the defense's turn to prove her client's innocence. That's what I've been thinking about is saving Lana. After all my efforts, I never thought it would turn out like this. Oh no, Emma. Oh no. Emma? So this was the final message prosecution marshals left behind? Oh no. Oh no, it's getting quiet and we know it. Oh man.
Of all people, she may not be admitted, but in the end, the one who took the victim's life
was Emma Sky. No. Oh boy. See, Wordy, can't say I didn't warn you. I knew he won't show up. Chief Gant, do you understand the implications of what you've done? What? What are you talking about? 2 years ago, Joe Dog was sentenced to death. He was convicted because of his final murder. I believe you were the prosecution in that case, were you not?
Eh?
Yes, Wordy. Because of you, an innocent man was sentenced to death. Not only that, but you used full evidence to ensure his conviction.
Ah!
Oh, yes. Hold on. But Joe Dart really was a serial murderer. That's undeniable. I'm afraid that's not important. Did you know we are defenders of justice? What? We are merely keepers of the law. Sentencing a man to death is no light matter, even if there wasn't any cover-ups or evidence forgery. Ultimately, the responsibility falls on the prosecutor in charge. Despite what anyone may say, this in fact cannot be denied. Wow! What's going on here at the prosecutor's office? They might sentence an innocent man to his death. Ooh. How can he just stand there like it wasn't his fault? Order! 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 Wow! The gavel pounding fell on deaf ears. Able to settle the crowd, the judge declared a recess. Where this trial is heading, no one knows. Woo! This trial's got good. This trial has gotten good. Oh my god. Save here. Save here. Save here. Alright, we're going to end the gameplay of Phoenix Wright's Ace Attorney. Man. And we found out that the murderer has revealed the message and he wrote down Emma's name on it. And the whole courtroom shaking up as to wonder why did she really kill prosecution marshal or did somebody forge evidence. With that being said, forged evidence, lying understand because put an injured man in jail. This just got interesting. Well, thank you everybody for watching. If you liked the video, press the like button, press the subscribe button, and we'll be back until next time on Phoenix Wright. I am out.